Hey there, sports fans. We got some interesting news here. We got one more game left of District 9-5A play, and then we go to the playoffs. But before that happens...
Playoffs?
Yeah. We just want to win a game. That's Richardson. That's what Richardson's saying.
Oh, my goodness.
But before we hit the playoffs, something's got to happen. Wiley, Berkner, Lake Highlands, Allen, Plano East, Plano West. Anybody I missed there?
Richardson, but yeah, there.
I left Richardson out on purpose. All those teams have a possibility, a chance, an inkling, a hope, a glimmer of light to make the playoffs.
Somebody's been reading their thesaurus.
I do read a thesaurus on a daily basis. So, it's possible for these teams to make the playoffs. I'm going to shoot it over to Kevin Hagelin, and he's going to give you the rundown.
Do we need a video to go with like every story we do now? Is that why we're here?
Why not?
All right. Do you want a marker? Do you want to make notes?
I will make notes.
All right. We're going to try and go over this. Now, here's the thing. If you don't understand it, don't worry. You don't have any sort of learning disability. This is just really complicated, all right? I'm a big, giant math nerd, and I had to go over this for a while.
He is a math nerd.
So here we go. First scenario. Plano East, Plano West, and Wiley all win, all right? That would make a three-way tie for third place. Allen and Plano, they're in for sure. All right, and they all had 1-1 records against one another. What to do, who gets in? All right, the tiebreaker is point differential against the teams in that group. All right, you know point differential, not for the season, only against those teams. So East against West, Wiley. Those three teams, how they did against each other. How we doing so far? We got it?
Plano in, Allen are already in. Pesh, West, and Wiley.
All right, now against West and Wiley, Plano East had a +4 margin of victory. So put +4 under the column there.
+4.
+4. Wiley had a 0. Plano West had a 0 differential.
0 differential.
And so what do you think Wiley's differential was?
I think Wiley's differential was -4.
There you have it. So if all three of those teams win, Plano East and Plano West make it to the playoffs. The interesting thing about that is Dylan Green for Plano West made a 12-yard interception return for a touchdown against Wiley in the waning phases of the game after Plano West was already up 7-6. Most coaches would tell you, just go down, win the game. Ha. Good thing you didn't do that, because then you would have to take 6 points off of West differential. So let's make that -6. And you add 6 to Wiley's, so that would be +2. There you go. So now, if all three of the teams would win, it would be Wiley and Plano East that make it to the playoffs. So that's a good thing he scored that touchdown. Now let's throw that scenario out the window, because that ain't going to happen. And that's because, I'm sorry, I hope you don't feel like I just wasted all your time. Because I think Plano East is going to lose against Allen. If you're not sure why, go to the video wire. We just saw it. Not the one where Corey outed me, apparently, but the other video wire, all right? You can find that first part on the District 9-5A wrap-up. All right, so if you take that out, let's say Plano West beats Berkner, all right? That means Allen, Plano, and, put them on the big board, Plano West are in the playoffs, all right? Then you would need Lake Highlands to defeat Wiley, which would mean East, Wiley, and Lake Highlands are now the three contestants trying to make the playoffs, all right? So here we go. Now, Lake Highlands and Wiley have still yet to play, so the point differential is a little harder to figure out, but East is locked in at -2, all right? -2. Wiley's +3, and Lake Highlands is -1. But Lake Highlands still has to play Wiley. So as long as Lake Highlands won by more than 2 points, then they would be the big winner, because they would go from -1 to +2, and Wiley would go from -3 to 0. Is your head hurting yet? All right, you might need to take a break. Push pause, get some ice cream, take some Nuprin. Do they still make Nuprin?
Tiny, yellow, and different.
All right. In that scenario, Lake Highlands would be making to the playoffs. So yes, the 6-0 team, Plano East, would be sitting at home, while the 0-6 team, Lake Highlands, would be going to the playoffs. I can't believe it either. All right. Now, last scenario. Think it's complicated so far? Just wait. All right, this is harder than solving a Rubik's Cube. Here we go. I wish we had a Rubik's Cube in here, so then we could see if I could explain it before someone could solve it.
Is West already in there?
In this scenario, they are not. Plano and Allen, they're the only ones. All right, so you got 5 teams. Here's what would need to happen. And don't tell me this wouldn't happen.
What 5 teams?
This is very probable. East, West, Wiley, Berkner, and Lake Highlands. What do you mean, what 5 teams? The other 5 teams besides Richardson, they're not in the mix. All right, he's going to work on it. Here's what would need to happen. Plano East would need to lose to Allen. Very probable. Plano West would lose to Berkner. I don't think that's going to happen, but again, possible. And then Lake Highlands would need to beat Wiley. Again, possible. Now you have a 5-way tie, so you have to do the point differential between the different 5 teams. Again, East is locked in at 2-2. All right, 5-way. East is 2-2. They're -9 on the point differential. Plano West is +2. Wiley is +18. Berkner is -15. And Lake Highlands is +4. All right, but those aren't locked in because 4 of these teams are still playing each other. So if Plano West loses, they'll at best go from +2 to +1. All right, so Plano West is at +1. They're out. East is at -9. They're out. Berkner is at -15. Lake Highlands is at +4. Wiley's at +18, which basically means Berkner would need to win by at least 14 points to get in, all right? Because that would put Berkner at -1, and they still wouldn't make it. So Berkner needs to win by like 21 points in this scenario. Otherwise, I know, it's really... Berkner needs to beat Plano West by 21 points. All right, I can see Berkner winning a game. There's no way they win that game by 21 points. So if it's a 3-way tie with East, West, and Wiley, East and West are going to go. All right? If it's a 3-way tie with East, Wiley, and Lake Highlands is probably going to go, along with Plano West, who have already got it. And if it's a 5-way tie with East, West, Wiley, Berkner, and Lake Highlands, Wiley and Lake Highlands are probably going to make it. Got that? Great. If you don't, watch the video again. Break it down like there's a Zapruder film, okay? Figure it out for yourself because I got this sheet of paper and that's the best I can explain it. If that doesn't do, look in the Star Courier. We'll have a written story to go with it. But if you couldn't understand when I explained it in person, you probably won't get it when I wrote it down. It's not your fault. I hope it's not my fault. It's just really complicated. You know what the best way to figure it out is? Just wait till Saturday morning. We'll have it all broken down in there and you'll be good. All right, Corey is the Riddler, Plano and Allen are in the playoffs, and Richardson is out. The other 5 teams, who the heck knows? You got it?
I think we do.
All right, excellent. We're done.